Good morning, everyone, and happy Monday. Hope everybody's doing really well and had a great weekend, especially this weekend because it's been a long weekend. I hope you had fun celebrating VE Day if you did any celebrations with your family on Friday. The sun was shining for all of our celebrations, which was really lovely. And then wasn't it gorgeous on Saturday? I hope you managed to play out and have lots of fun. So we're going to look at using our stories that you received in the post last week to continue with our English work this week. Now, we're not going to do the first story that we have been looking at for the last 3 weeks. We're actually going to look at Martians at Mud Puddle Farm, which is a little bit further in your book. It starts on page 273. So the first thing I want you to do is to pause your video now and sit somewhere nice and snug in your house and read chapter 1 to yourself or to somebody in your family. So have a read of chapter 1, try to remember the story really carefully, and we will continue with our learning in a second. So just remember, our story starts on page 273. Just a little bit of a word of warning with this book. It doesn't have all of the page numbers written on the pages. So it might be a good idea to ask a grown-up just to write the page numbers on for you. You will see that I have handwritten in the corner, the pages just to make it a little bit easier when I'm using the book. So it might be an idea just to ask a grown-up to help you with that. So whether you've read chapter 1 yet or not, pause the video and have a go at reading it. And if you have, let's move on. So we're going to look at using coordinating sentences in today's lesson, and we've used coordinating sentences and other joining words lots of times in our learning, and you can see from the purple box that we have got the most popular ones that we use in our learning here on our. So we've got because, and, if, or, but, when, that, and so. And coordinating sentences use each of these words in the sentence to join those two sentences together. So in today's lesson, we're going to use a range of coordinating sentences to write about chapter 1 that you have just read. We're going to use the words in the purple box here, which we've just talked about. And then if you're feeling like you want to challenge yourself, you can also use the words that you can see in this box here. So you can always use those joining words to join two sentences together. So using the first chapter of the story that you have just read, we're going to write some coordinating sentences together. So let's have a look at the sentences that I have written first of all. So we have got, each morning when the sun rises on the farm, Frederick wakes the animals up, but the animals aren't happy. So before we move on, let's have a look at this first sentence here. So we know when it happens because we've started the sentence with each morning. That tells us when it happens, and then it tells us at what time. So our joining word there is when. So each morning when the sun rises on the farm, Frederick wakes the animals up. So we could just say Frederick wakes the animals up, but instead we have added a little bit more information here by saying when the sun rises on the farm, Frederick wakes the animals up. We've also used the word but. So Frederick wakes the animals up, but the animals aren't happy. So again, we've used another one of those words there to join our sentences together. We've also used contracted form here because we've used aren't instead of are not. So we've used an apostrophe, and they definitely are not happy. So each morning when the sun rises on the farm, Frederick wakes the animals up, but the animals are not happy. So there's two examples there of words that we have used. Now, if you want to challenge yourself to see if you can use a range of words, then we could tick them off. So we've used the word but and we've used the word when. So let's see if we can tick any more off our list that we can use in our sentences. So the second sentence we're going to look at says, first the pigs woke up and crept down, stretched their arms, then the dog scratched himself and the rooster shouted, shh. So in here we've got quite a range of joining words again to join those sentences together to extend our sentences a little bit more to add more information. So let's have a look at them. We've got, first the pigs woke up and. So and gives us a little bit more information and joins those two sentences together, because we could just have a very simple sentence of first the pigs woke up, full stop. But instead, I've used the word and to join those two sentences together. So first the pigs woke up and crept down and stretched their arms. Then the dog scratched himself and the rooster shouted, shh. So we've got another joining word here for and we've got another joining word here for then. And finally, we've got one here for and. So we've used and 3 times, which is okay. It's absolutely fine. So let's tick that 3 times because we've used it on 3 occasions. And then I need to use the word then. No, I haven't actually got it in my list here, so I'm going to add it to the bottom. So you can add to your list if you think of other joining words that you have used in your sentences. So then I can give then a tick because I've used that as well. So you are going to read chapter 1 again if you feel that you need to get some more information, and use some coordinating sentences where you are using joining words to join those sentences together to tell me what happens in chapter 1. So have fun. Maybe have a go at writing 4 or 5 sentences about chapter 1. You can use my 2 here and Magpie ideas, and then send them through to me so I can have a look at all the different uses of coordination that you have used in your sentence. Good luck and have fun. And if you want to continue reading chapter 2 and find out what happens next, then please do. Take care, everyone.